this is Darina with another episode thoughts for Utono Prince Sama, Maji Love Revolutions, and this is for episode 12. And basically what I expected to more or less have happened in this episode kind of happened where, Starish is finally able to get their permission to be entered into the Triple S opening concert competition with Quartet Night. Of course, we get this as Shining Saotome is definitely one of, his peak Shining Saotome-esque moments when he goes into his whole spiel about, Starish and, having to have like a revolution, and very, very tired of this word at this point, as it is horribly abused. But I know we're not getting rid of it yet, because there's still one more episode. But basically, Starish is finally able to do so when Quartet Night come in. Of course, we'll get back to that later, but pretty much tell Saotome that they feel like, they want to have Starish there to compete against them. And yeah, I do question like one of the scenes, because we see something kind of like burning at the floor by the door. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I mean, did I kind of burn through the lock or something? That was just a really weird kind of scene that was never explained. But other than that, a little minor nitpick. A pretty fun episode, as pretty much both groups are working on, their song and making sure that they're up to their highest level so they can really compete against each other. As, as mentioned by Ringo later, is that, at the end it's probably just going to be those two competing against each other for who's going to, get to be the opening act for the Triple S games. And thankfully this time around, when they need to have everyone from like Stars say something, it's not the same word over and over again. They actually get to say different things, which is nice, because that got kind of boring with the previous episodes. But we do have like moments where they all get to talk. In fact, a lot of talking in this episode, just about the situation. I do like the fact that we have Tomo Chika meet up with Haruka and have her just kind of around a bit to remind, I guess, everyone that, Shining Saotome, his agency is more than just Quartet Night and Starish. And that's basically most of it. It's just kind of game reactions. I do like the fact that Saotome in his little rant kind of brings up that he's been seeing like this growth of support for Starish from fans in general, and we actually get to see that as well. I think that's like just a nice little touch. And like he also brings up that that does show how Starish has really grown. But of course for him, it wasn't just Starish's growth themselves. They have to really be able to affect those around them, which in the end happened with Quartet Night, believing that they're strong enough rivals that they want to compete with them, as they later, when they're talking to Starish, bring up that they didn't really tell Saotome that they wanted Starish there to help out Starish, but more or less so they, as Quartet Night, can prove that they are the top idol group. So, I think that's kind of interesting, especially that, Quartet Night definitely have this competitive streak with them and wanting to really prove themselves. Which also seems to contrast a little bit with Starish, because when they speak, they talk a little less about, wanting to compete with Quartet Night, and more or less to those usual values that they hold with, wanting their song to be heard by, everyone, to be able to reach people with their music. which, you know, is kind of a nice continuation from like the previous season, where, you know, that was like the big lesson learned, that they remembered that they always must perform thinking about, you know, the audience, instead of worrying about like competing so much. So it's kind of nice to see that kind of reflected. I kind of hope with the last episode they don't kind of fall back into that, and we more or less get a rehash of basically the final episode of season 2. I really hope that doesn't work out. But then again, this series is really good at throwing like things at you that you're not quite expecting at times. Really hoping that we're gonna get that with episode 13. Because, you know, I kind of don't want either one to really lose. Even though I guess I would kind of prefer STARISH because I kind of like them better in general. But either way, I don't want to see like both groups not somehow win. Somehow. So I guess we shall see how that goes. I also do like the fact that we get to hear like Quartet Night, their song. We do hear it at the end, and it is like a redone version of it. And I do like the fact that, you know, they had it redone, because I wasn't too keen on the song in like its earlier stages. But, you know, after having it rearranged, I definitely like it better. And of course, at this point, we know exactly what we're going to be getting for STARISH for their final song. Is going to be basically the theme song for this series, the Maji Love Revolutions. I am kind of curious about, you know, how the performance will go. Hopefully they will like redo it, because, you know, I mean, Quartet Night, they got theirs like completely animated without the obvious like CG-ness that we've been getting with Maji Love Revolutions at the like end. Yeah, as it's used as an end theme. So I'm hoping we get kind of the same with STARISH, that maybe they went ahead, redid it so it's all like animated, because the obvious CG parts are just so stiff in comparison. That said, one thing that I did like with was like with the concert crowd. You can definitely tell whatever they're using for their animation project, it works really well with like the glow sticks and everything, and just really gives it a really nice feel like this is indeed a concert crowd of like many thousands. I think that worked really well. It definitely looks like one of the best that we've seen so far, I think. So I guess whatever, I think it's kind of obvious that it's probably CGI too, but for that it works. But it probably helps that everyone's blacked out except for like glow sticks for that one. So again, I'm really hoping that we get like fully animated performance for STARISH for this, and not just basically the end theme animation, because I'm just not all that fond of it. So I guess that said, I think that's more or less everything, because like I said, not too much happened once they kind of finally had Satome do his little spiel and agree that, you know, STARISH gets to perform. We get to see everyone's reactions, and then we see the groups practicing, and then it's concert time, and of course we get Quartet Night and their performance to kick things off. So of course next episode will definitely be STARISH and their performance. So I'm kind of curious to how they're going to stretch that out, you know, what they're going to throw into it all to, you know, fill that, what is it, like 24-minute-ish block of time that they need to. But with that all said, I guess I'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel, leave a like or comment. Until next time. Bye!